We begin with breaking news from South Korea, where President Yeol has used a surprise late-night TV address to declare martial law. President Yoon said the move was necessary to protect the country from what he called communist forces. Opposition leaders have condemned the announcement as illegal and unconstitutional and said they would seek to nullify it. The president has struggled to push his agenda in the opposition-controlled parliament, which has blocked next year's budget. Here is South Korean President Yoon.
I declare martial law to protect the Free Republic of Korea from the threat of North Korean communist forces, to eradicate the despicable pro-North Korean anti-state forces that are plundering the freedom and happiness of our people, and to protect the free constitutional order.
Right, straight to journalist Fabian Kretschmer in the South Korean capital, Seoul. Welcome, Fabian. What does martial law mean in this context? What will change?
Yeah, we're also struggling to really understand, and some things are rather vague, I would say, but at least according to Yonhap, that's the semi-official news agency here, for the time being, all political activities are banned. That includes also activities by the parties. So that is a huge step. Also, the activities of media publishing houses are also restricted, even though I have to admit I'm not quite sure to what degree. But as you can see, this is really a very radical step, and there are far-reaching consequences, which probably we will also fully understand only in the next couple of hours and days. But this really reminds you about the past in North Korea. I mean, we know martial law was called during the days of the military dictatorship, but never since the country became a democratic and a free country.
As you've been speaking, we've been looking at live pictures from outside the Parliament building, and there are clearly crowds gathering there. So what are these communist forces that the president said he's trying to protect the country from?
Yeah, so basically the president, who's a conservative president, right-wing president, he accused the opposition, the left-leaning party, of sympathizing with North Korea, of undergoing anti-state activities. But to be honest, I mean, he was very vague in his accusations, in his critique, and he didn't deliver any concrete accusations, but really just rather those vague things that you sometimes hear from demonstrators or from right-wing politicians, but that to me it's really very hard to understand what he really actually means. So we know that there have been fights over the next year's budget, that basically there was a stalemate. We also know that Yeol was under domestic political pressure. His popularity rate was extremely low. So there might be some motivation also from domestic political pressure. There was a possible corruption scandal, at least that's what the opposition says, about his about his wife. So really a very tense situation. But when you see those pictures of the protesters gathering in front of the National Assembly, that's really interesting. Right now, the exit and entrance to this building, to the Parliament, to the National Assembly, is blocked. And the Speaker of the National Assembly has basically requested all members of the Parliament to gather inside in the plenary hall, while actually outside the demonstrators gather. And I'm not sure, there have been small clashes with police, but so far I'm not sure how massively this will escalate. Probably, I mean, I'm about to head also to the National Assembly soon, and it is really a quite tense atmosphere.
OK, so as I say, looking at live pictures from outside the National Assembly as you speak, talk us through the political reaction to this move, please, Fabian.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Of course, there was massive critique by the opposition. The opposition leader, Lee Jae-myung, basically said this is wrong, and that basically this martial law was called for no reason. And he even said that he's afraid that soon there will be tanks and soldiers with rifles guarding the country. And so this was to be expected. But even within Yoon Suk-yeol, the president's own party, the governing party, there was also quite some harsh words. So the chief of his own party also called this decision wrong, and he said that he and the people will try to stop this martial law. So this is really a very controversial decision, and the critique is not only by the opposition but also by Yoon Suk-yeol's own government.
So let's just return to the context you gave us at the top, Fabian. You said that we haven't seen these scenes for some time. So this has happened before?
No, I mean, I called with like local reporters, also parliamentary reporters. It caught us all by surprise. I mean, nobody expected this. And so we know that during the military dictatorship, Park Chung-hee, who governed in the 60s and 70s, he called martial law. And also during the 80s, it was called and had really far-reaching consequences. There was even a curfew that in nighttime you were not allowed to be on the street, etc. And always this martial law was justified with the threat by North Korea. And I mean, indeed, now the tensions between North and South Korea are really high, and it is a very tense situation, but I don't see any justification, at least from the knowledge that I have now, to really call in martial law. That really seems like a very radical decision and really unprecedented in South Korea's at least young democratic history.
And despite this use of this term, martial law, no sign of the army or tanks on the streets at this stage?
Yeah, so, I mean, I have to also, I mean, this is an ongoing development, but I know that the Speaker of the National Assembly basically called the military and also the police, told them, please stay calm, stay in position. That's the latest that I've heard, but I mean, who knows how things will develop. I just hope it will stay calm and it will not escalate further. But security forces are already blocking the entry and exit of the parliamentary building, which is quite concerning. And yeah, probably I would not expect the demonstrators in front of that building to go home soon. So I would say this could escalate, yeah, any moment.
OK, thank you for that, Fabian. Fabian Kretschmer in the South Korean capital, Seoul. Let me just recap that breaking news that we started the programme with. South Korea's president has declared martial law, citing what he called a threat from the communist north. More, of course, on that as we get it.